All right, that's good. This appears to be good. All right, now we just wait to see if we get any notifications tonight or not. It's always the fun mystery. What's up, Fernando? How's it going? Excuse me. Hopefully everyone's off to a good evening, having a good night. Snowing like crazy out by me tonight. It's insane. Walking into a blizzard, unfortunately. Oh, shit, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? I'm just gonna have to close this. What's up, Logan? Or Lognus? How you doing? If everyone could leave a like as you come in, that'd be pretty awesome. So, you know, more people come in tonight. And yeah, how you been? How you been? I'm sure you're excited for this weekend. Your Eagles take on the 49ers. Chance to go to the Super Bowl on the line. What's up, Donald? How you doing? How you doing? A lot of fun this weekend tomorrow. Like a lot of fun that can be had. You're gonna win. Not gonna lie. It could be pretty close. It could be pretty close. What's up, Jax? Again, sorry I'm a little bit late. I was gonna go 9:30, but I was watching the end of the Royal Rumble, so I was soying out for about the whole time. I was like, oh. I was like, Logan Paul, what's up, Jacob? I was so excited when Logan Paul came out. I was like, let's go. If you guys forgot, I'm one of the oldest members in the Low Gang. I think I'm older than Logan Paul. But that song he made with that one fat kid a couple years ago about merchandise and stuff, I was like, damn, this guy's got bars. He's really cool. Then he filmed some dead people in the forest. I was like, that's hilarious and lit. And I was like, damn. You gotta admit, though, that spot he did with Ricochet where the two of them jumped on the ropes from, like, they were distance-wise across the ropes, right? So they were wide-wise across, and then they Ricochet and Paul both jumped, and then about, like, halfway in midair, they collide. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good spot. That takes some athleticism. Logan recovered from his injury pretty quickly, too. They be saying the 49ers have a better defense, but Eagles set a record for most sacks in a season. This year? When did the Eagles do that? I don't remember. Did the Eagles set a record for sacks? I actually didn't know that this year. Well, actually, that wouldn't be too surprising. I know they have a good pass rush, but the problem with the Eagles, everyone knows their passing defense is good. Good pass defense, good corners at times. You guys can't really stop the run. That's your big problem. I think that's when people say that your guys' defense isn't as good as the 49ers. I think they like to point out that it's the 49ers do every aspect of defense pretty well. I mean, their secondary can be a little suspect at times, but the problem is like getting quality throws out to the receivers because of the pass rush being so explosive and the run defense being so explosive. And so, you know, yeah, everyone's pretty well aware that you guys can get after the quarterback with some good ferocity, but yeah, but Jags, about Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble, it's like, well, who else was going to win it? Sometimes predictable is an okay thing because they're telling a longer term story with Rhodes. They're probably splitting the titles up now. So you'll have a Universal title and a World Heavyweight title again. This just gives more opportunities for more titles to come back. because Cody has like the best shot of bringing back one of the titles, because I think he can do something that his dad was never able to do, which is hold the WWE title. So I think that's like part of the long-term storytelling they're doing right now. We'll get started in a little bit. It's kind of like the first like 5 minutes. I don't really like to jump into the games right away. Who is going to be good this week? I don't know right now. It's always a fun thing to think about right at the beginning of the games here. Which two teams are going to play good? Which teams are going to choke? Which teams are going to rise to the occasion? How is Brock Purdy going to perform in this huge stage for a rookie? Will Mahomes and company get revenge for their shortcomings the last year? So it is official, though, that whoever loses the Bengals and Chiefs game, are we going to see any of their fans for the next year? What's up, Daniel? Or do you think them people go into hiding because both of these teams have talked such crazy shit this week? It's like, oh man, I don't think we're going to see any Chiefs or Bengals fans for a few months after that game. How could you show up and talk? How could any fan base show up on the internet anywhere after this week? The fucking mayor of Cincinnati's out here talking reckless shit like, we need to get a paternity test to make sure that Joe Burrow isn't actually the father of Patrick Mahomes. And I'm like, man, all right, Cincinnati, you guys you have to win this game now. The whole ass mayor came out and started talking shit. It's like, this is bad. If you guys don't win at Burrowhead Stadium, this is going to get ugly. Them Cincinnati fans are going to be treated worse than when they were winning 2 games a year. They're going to be like, look at the Bengals. If they thought being bad with Andy Dalton was embarrassing, it's like, welcome to whatever happens in the next week if you don't win this football game. Yeah, that mayor is going to be voted out of office and shit. They're going to recall his ass. They're going to be like, we have to get rid of him. And then Chiefs fans as well. I don't know. Chiefs aren't doing as much crazy shit talking as the Bengals are. I think they're trying not to give like the Bengals a huge amount of firepower. But then, of course, you have Willie Gay Jr. saying shit like, nothing they do on offense is impressive to me. It's just like, I probably shouldn't have said that. They just keep trading volley shots back and forth. It's been quite glorious to watch this absolute shit-talking affair between these two teams. Go Bengals. I don't think Mahomes can last the whole game with the sprain. We'll see. I mean, he wasn't even listed on the injury report this Friday, so I guess it's good enough that they don't have to worry about too hard. Hey, what's up, Afro Man? I appreciate it. Hey, thank you very much, man. Good looking out, my friend. You're very, very kind. That should pop up on the screen actually at some point. But good looking out, my friend. I appreciate you. Kelsey, yeah, I think it's a pretty light injury though. Like a couple of the Chiefs are banged up, but it's not like they didn't practice a day or two, so they have to be on the report. But it's mainly like let's just be very, very cautious about who we're practicing with, who we're being a little reckless with. Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through. Hell yeah, man. I'm wondering, based on the name, what I thought. Holy shit. How come I'm not subscribed to you? I thought I was. Either way, I'm subscribed up now, man. I'm sorry. I figured by the name you'd be alive. I'd be like, why am I not subscribed to him? But hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that too kindly.
To show some love,
it's always fun. I like the little chat feature that comes up.
Biceps.
But there we go. I think the Eagles and Bengals are going to win for sure. I'll get into I'll give it a minute or two longer, and then we'll hop right into the games. But there's only 2 games, so we're not under any duress to get any kind of major talk out of the way. It's not like it's gonna be it's not like we have 16 games to power through. Hey, what's up, Navy? How's it going, man? How's it going, Jacob? Man, it's gonna be it's gonna be fun tomorrow. We're doing both the games, just so if anybody's wanting to hang out or anything and needs a way to watch, just come through. We can drop links, and Yada, yada, yada. You got Eagles and Bengals? All right. That's a very common one. I've seen a lot of Eagles Bengals. You know what the weirdest thing? The Chiefs have been the least selected team to win this game, I think. I'm great. I'm doing great. No problems. My channel isn't about sports. It's A1 Audit, holding our government officials accountable. Oh, that's awesome. I like that kind of stuff. I like how much you know what my favorite thing about a lot of those channels, like a lot of that content is? Man, they don't like that shit. And it's very funny to watch people like be very uncomfortable. I really, those are some of my favorite things to just guilty pleasure watch. I'm like, yeah, they should be uncomfortable. Why are they so uncomfortable? What the hell are these people hiding and being so weird about? Bengals, Niners. What about the Patriots? We can get to that in a little bit, Navy. I'm trying to manifest that as hard as I physically can. If you believe in the power of manifestation, that's all I've been thinking about for the last couple weeks. It's like, all right, we got to get DeAndre over to New England and, save this team. Hey, thank you for joining too. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. That helps the channel out tremendously. There's not much perks. There's a bunch of like backlogged video game streams, but they're I don't know, they're pretty fun to watch, and some really funny content where I'm trashed. Those are called pay-per-view streams. They hate cameras for some odd reason. Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah, they do. Hey, police. They go, hey, can you not move? They forget all about the rules and the laws when cameras pop out. They're like, you can't, they short circuit and it's hilarious. It's like, nah, man, there's like 20 Supreme Court cases I could cite to you right off the top of my head that completely protect me doing this. And if you want to go to the Supreme Court right now, I'll win this one. With this fucking 6 fucking conservatives on there who are probably extremely pro free speech, yeah, I'll win that one. That'll be fucking walk in the park. There's plenty of perks. Yeah, there is, but it's like until it gets a little bit larger of a channel, it's like I always very much appreciate the member stuff, but it's like I don't know what to do with it. I'm really glad that we got a really good offensive coordinator. For the Patriots, yeah, it's very important. You guys ready to get started on the games? It's about time. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm very happy about Bill O'Brien. My nose is bothering the fuck. Hold on. I was fucking around outside for a minute because it was snowing a lot, and so my nose is really stuffed up. I'm like weirdly susceptible to cold weather in my nose. I'm like, oh, I get so stuffed. I hate it. All right. We'll talk more about the game stuff. The small fun stuff about everything. Yeah, we can talk about awards after. Yeah, that's fine. We had a stream about that a couple days ago where we kind of gave all our predictions, but we can shorten that up and just kind of short and talk about them. All right. You guys ready? This feels like it's really zoomed out. What the fuck? Oh, it is. That's because it is. I was like, that feels like it's way zoomed out. There we go. The game's 100% be close. Yeah. One sec, guys. I'm gonna go blow my nose really quick. Ugh. All right, there we go. You're fine, Fernando. Yeah, it always sucks to be broke. Nah, man. No, I can't do uppers. It'd be a nicer life if I could do stuff like Adderall, but I've tried Adderall in my past. You know what happened to me? This is how I know I can't do any kind of Adderalls or any kind of uppers. Number one, my nose doesn't work right, so I can't sniff anything. Number two, I get extremely, extremely paranoid, and I can't focus. It just something fucking, I don't know what happens. When I took an Adderall once, all I did was like research this very specific like thing about rocks on the internet. Like it was literally just like about like fucking just like sediments, like actual like rocks. When I took like just how they formed over time, and I was just reading about that for I don't know 7 hours, and I was like, well, I can't do those. That's not even fun. What the fuck was that? All right, have a good one, Afro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, man. You're too kind. Thank you again for the 2 donations. I very, very appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining as well. You're too kind, my friend. You stay safe out there, buddy. Have a good evening. No, I can't, man. I can't. I can't do that. So I don't even take Adderalls. I don't even drink coffee. The only caffeine I really take in is from soda. So I could pretty much probably quit taking all that in. I have a lot of good natural energy. Probably because all I do is the only like stimulation I get is a pretty light stimulation from pop caffeine. I don't like uppers and stimulation. I'm not into it. I'm very high wired as it is. I don't need any of that shit. Dude, you don't understand. I sleep for like 4 I can sleep for 4 or 5 hours, wake up, and I'm instantly ready to go. It's just like, all right. Damn, Fernando. You out here roasting me. Yeah, I'll eventually stop drinking pop, but you know, we'll get to that bridge when we get there. Probably something like lemonade would be a good replacement. Anyway, all right, 49ers versus Eagles. Let's get into the football games. The Eagles, sorry, are favored by 2.5 with an over-under of 46.5. Per the NFL Pick Watch, a lot of experts on here, right? This guy has picked 196 games correctly, so you can tell these are what we call the experts of the field. 64% of them have picked the Eagles, and 36% of the experts are on the 49ers. With a pretty healthy mix, predominantly Eagles on this first page, with a bunch of people who picked between, 182 and 196. You know, front page is the better pickers. So, all right. With this game, what are we thinking here? I'd like to get everybody's thoughts, and then I'll give mine. So we see a Niners. I've seen people were kind of picking this like all around earlier. I guess I can just give my immediate thoughts, right? So one of the few ways we've seen the Eagles lose this year was the game against the Washington Commanders, correct? That was the only game they lost in which they had Jalen Hurts. They had the whole team. There wasn't any real reason why they should have lost. Right? So that's the biggest number one thing you have to look at. So one of the ways that the Commanders won that game, when you go back and look at it, is they completely shut down Jalen Hurts' running ability, and they shut Miles Sanders. They just shut the run down. The Commanders were probably the only team all season, somehow, that completely blacked out that run game. There was they didn't. And then, so for the second half and most of the second quarter, they had to throw the football a lot and depend on the throw to move it. For sure, Fernando. Feel better, my friend. So we've seen what the Commanders did. They shut them down, beat them, and the Eagles had their worst game of the season. Hey, with 2 spreads so damn close, is that bad or good for Vegas? Probably good for Vegas. Probably good. But also probably bad because if one team wins via blowout or by 3, it's that's... I don't know. These are very close games, though, so it's probably good for Vegas. You know what I mean? These could be 1 or 2 point games. Wouldn't be surprising. So one of the things that I think the 49ers are going to do, which is why I bring that football game up, why I talk about that game, why it's relevant, is the Commanders play a worse version of what the 49ers do. The 49ers are trying to build, or the Commanders are trying to build their defense to be kind of mirrored of what the 49ers are doing. You can see the elements of each. Actually, I want to talk about the Niners, Eagles-Niners. I think it'll be a good game, and I would like to see the Niners win because I'm from Iowa, and Purdy is an Iowa boy. Yeah, I'm also rooting for Purdy. As long as Purdy stays calm and doesn't turn it over, they have a very good shot at all this. Again, so I look to that, and I look at the Niners, and I'm like, again, they're just a better Commanders defense. And so they'll probably shut down the run and then force the Eagles to have to throw the ball most of the game. And I'm wondering if with Jalen Hurts not being probably 800%, like all the way back and good, I wonder if that also puts a weird strain on this game, if they have to overthrow it, if they have to depend like primarily on the throw, especially with the weather possibly being a little bit... You never know with Philadelphia. I think it's snowing over there right now. I don't think it's A1 weather, so it's going to favor the run. And if the Commanders or if the 49ers shut down the run, it might be like one of them things where the Philly's just like in a weird trap potentially. And then I also think that the one of the things that the Eagles can, like the only thing they struggle with on that entire football team, like unironically, is stopping the run. They've been a little bit better depending on who they're playing. But like, I think with like a team like the 49ers, with Debo, with McCaffrey, I know they're kind of banged up, but it's like, yeah, everybody's kind of banged up at this point. If they're banged up, Jalen Hurts is dealing with an injury too. You know what I mean? It's like, is any of that really worth talking about at this point? Purdy to Kittle. Going to be a fun matchup. So again, the run is going to be very important again with kind of like weird weather. 49ers are like an expert elite run football team. Shanahan's going to know how to run at that defense, a defense that's already susceptible to the run. So there's going to be a very good run scheme against them. Brock Purdy. I think they've already announced Purdy's going to be a starter next year. I think there's a little. It's just at the bottom. I appreciate it, Donald. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. I appreciate the thought and all that. Running back Miles Sanders. Yeah, I think they announced that they're going to be running with Purdy next year. I have no idea what they're going to do with Trey Lance. That's a problem for that's probably going to be whoever they fire or replace that idiot GM with, because I don't know how he keeps his job after that one. That one's bad in my opinion. No, you know what? That happens sometimes. You can't. I don't know. Sometimes shit happens. You can't really blame the GM for like a player getting hurt. Yeah, Lance will probably get traded. As long as they get like a first or a second back, it'll be not the end of the world. It was an expensive move up and, it didn't work out, but they found a fucking gem in the last round, like the last pick of the draft last year. It's like, what a coincidence. How'd this work? You don't expect that to ever happen. So again, do I think that the Eagles defense will put a good amount of pressure on them and kind of mess everything up and kind of throw the young Purdy off? Yeah, but again, I don't think the primary way the 49ers are going to be moving and playing this game. I mean, realistically, Purdy could throw it 14 times and that's it. You literally might see the 49ers run the ball upwards of, 30, 40 times in that game, especially if the weather kind of calls for it. Lance is going to get traded. Lance to the Colts. That wouldn't be too shocking, but I think the Colts are heavily like in on Will Levis or CJ Stroud. I'm thinking the Colts are going to aggressively try to move up for Stroud. So the thing I think you should watch out for in the draft is the Bears with their what, 1 pick or their 2 pick, or where are they at? 2 or 1? The Bears, I think they're going to trade that pick away. So watch the Colts try to move up by trading 2 picks to that 1 slot. And then the Colts go, because the Colts still pick at 6, I think. And that's not a bad spot if you're Chicago, or if you're the Colts to get pushed back, or if you're Chicago to get pushed back to. You can still get a quality offensive lineman, a really good. You could probably get that Ohio State wide receiver for Justin Fields. I don't know. Maybe call me crazy, but if you're the Bears, you trade back from that 1 pick. Oh, go to the Colts at 4. Yeah, you could literally get whatever lineman you want right there, or you go get the best receiver possibly in this draft, and that Nixon Hagabejija guy. I don't know how to say his name yet. Who they played a little bit of football together. I don't know. At least they'd have some kind of connection right away. He'd be his number 1 target immediately. Look what happened with Burrow and getting his number 1 target immediately for him. I mean, it was probably Jefferson, but, Chase is good too. It's just something to think about if you're the Bears. It's probably the right move. You desperately need to give that kid you have at quarterback some weapons. He's a good quarterback. Go get him something. Fucking Chicago. Anyway, back to the game really quick. Yeah, he's on the Vikings. He's never leaving. Unless he wants to be a Bengal really bad. But anyway, so those are kind of the way I look at this, right? I think the 49ers will be able to shut down the run. Kind of like a quick summary, right? I think the 49ers kind of get in there, shut down the run, force the Eagles have to throw it on what might not be the best weather, might force some bad throws. We don't really know how healthy Jalen Hurts' like throwing situation is. What's up, Kev? Yeah, I was watching the Rumble. So those things are kind of making me think, that'll help the Niners. Plus, I also think that the Eagles, who are very what's up, Donnie? Very inconsistent about stopping the run, will struggle with a team that's going to scheme against their weakness against the run. You know what I mean? Like the 49ers, who run the ball extremely well with their run game like oriented head coach, who's like a run scheming expert, is going to look at what the Eagles can't do against the run and do that for the entire game. So that's why I'm leaning on the Niners. Like I'm like, this is where I'm sitting on this. And that's why I'm going with the Niners in what's like a 28, not even that high, sorry, 21-20, 23-20 type game. I think the Eagles will win. Their defense just needs to step up. Yep, if the Eagles come out and stop the run, they'll win the game. Like 100%. It'll be like a 17-10 game, and the 49ers will look like dog shit. It'll be pretty bad if they stop the run. Oh, you want the Super Bowl? Oh, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Yeah. Garoppolo. Yep, Garoppolo will be a free agent. So, Yeah, a lot of people have the Eagles winning this game, I've noticed. But also, it seems like it's pretty split, in all honesty. It seems like this game has the most, like, I think this team's going to win. I think this team's going to win. I think, though, if the 49ers didn't have a rookie quarterback, I fully believe that not only would the 49ers be favored to win by 6 points, I don't think anyone would pick them over the Eagles to beat them. San Francisco? Well, let's go look at their schedule this year. San Francisco 49ers schedule. Let's see who they played this year. Bears, Seahawks, Broncos, Rams, Panthers, 49ers, Chiefs, Rams, Chargers, Cardinals, Saints, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Commanders, Raiders, Cardinals, and then they beat the Seahawks and Cowboys. The Eagles really don't have much of a harder schedule, though. I don't think either of these two teams played difficult schedules. Bianca Belair, yeah, she's that black. She's the chick from the WWE, right? With the long braided hair, and she's black. Yeah, neither of these teams played anybody worth the fuck. I don't know. You can't really use strength of schedule against either one of these teams. I'd say the Niners probably played a slightly harder schedule. Yep, yeah, she is. Crazy the shit she can do wrestling, too. It's like, what the fuck? But, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a really good one. Oh, they both played very but I don't think they played. Yeah, Donnie, I think 49ers might have had a slightly harder schedule. John Cena. Oh, I could beat up John Cena. John Cena, I challenged him to a fist fight in 03 and he said no, he's afraid. I was only 10, bro. He wasn't just saying that because I was a kid and he wanted me to feel like I was a badass. If you think I'm lying, you don't understand 10-year-old me. I was talking shit. I was like, you fight me, John Cena. And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, that's right. Back when I thought wrestling was extremely real. Still kind of is real. I don't think you can definitively prove it's fake. It's like, well, there's a bunch of people that said it's fake, that it's scripted. They kind of openly admit it. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, they say that, but what if that's part of the act? What's up, Ape? What if they're playing into it so hard that everybody thinks it's scripted, but it's not? I could beat The Rock. Yeah, that's when we'll start our mock drafts up. Once I usually like to wait till after the Senior Bowl and like right before the Combine, and do like a very wild first like mock draft where I don't know anybody and I'm like, oh, I guess this guy. Oh, you beat Alabama? I was gonna say you're probably stoked about that. Oklahoma beat Bama in college football, 92 to 93 to 69. All right. I think we're good in game one, so everybody's probably got their thoughts out on that one. We'll jump to the Bengals and the Chiefs here. All right, Bengals and Chiefs at Burrowhead Stadium, home of Joe Burrow. The line is moved here. At first, when everything opened and everyone wasn't sure the health of Mahomes, this line was -1.5 on the Bengals. It's moved now, and the Chiefs are favored by 1.5, and the over/under is at 48.5. 62% of the experts are on the Bengals, only 38 on the Chiefs, with the most of the first page front time experts having the Bengals winning this game. So, Jacob, how's it going? I already know your pick. I know you have the Bengals as the more superior team. You know, just gathering my final thoughts on this game, trying to piece how I'm going to put this together. Right, like you can point to the more like obvious, boring things right away, that I don't think are that important. That the Bengals are 3-0 versus them, and 2-0 at I believe 2-0 in Burrowhead at Arrowhead itself. Mahomes plays weirdly bad against the Bengals. They've shut down Travis Kelce to like 4 catches across 3 games. It's pretty much just been. 1 second, sorry. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh man, my nose is bothering the fuck out of me. Bro, we'll go to 4-0. You got the Eagles winning 35-0. Sheesh. Going for crazy scores today, hype. Man, my right nose is bothering the fuck. Last year of AFC, yeah, I mean, it is a rematch, technically, too. So you have that going on for it. These two teams are very familiar with each other, playing each other 4 times inside of like an 8-month span or some shit like that, which is pretty remarkable. Hey, we're doing pretty good with 9 whole likes. It's pretty awful, but hey, everyone's trying, I guess. Had 5 likes when the stream started, so that means probably most of you haven't decided to leave likes, but hey, that's fine. Make the stream perform worse the best that you can. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate you, Matthew. Eagles made the playoffs last 5. By the way, I always play around. Don't ever take me being like that seriously. I'm just fucking around. Niners 9 picks. Sheesh. Have you noticed that every time the Bengals play the Bills, Bengals always win? No, I haven't noticed that. Did the Bengals have a really good like overall record versus the Bills lately? I appreciate you, Jacob. Very, very kind. Thank you, man. So, all right. So basically, The way I look at this game, I just don't know if the Chiefs have enough defense to stop the Bengals. That's basically the way I break and look at this down into my head. And I also wonder if the Chiefs have enough offense to overpower what has been a very surprisingly shut down Bengals defense the last, I don't know, like 6 weeks, 7 weeks here, consistently. They've been holding teams just down, beating the hell out of them. They shut Buffalo's really high-powered offense completely down. With Mahomes, I know Mahomes is like supposed to be good and only like slightly banged up, but I wonder how much that ankle injury is going to affect him. There's also numerous other injuries. I remember earlier I said they're not the biggest deal, but they are something you want to think about in a game like this against a defense that's been as kind of like hyped up and as healthy as the Bengals are, minus the offensive line, which should help the Bengals, or well, the Chiefs rather. That the Chiefs, or the I got like 80 teams running through my head right now. The Bengals offensive line is dealing with a lot of injuries, so that should be a help. But it seems to not have mattered whatsoever with the Bills, and the Bills have a very good pass rush even without Von Miller. So I don't know. Eagles versus Bengals, but it'll be fun to see. Yeah. And again, I don't know how much you can like discredit again the 3-0 versus each other. And one of the big reasons that, oh my God, dude, why is my right nostril? Like one of the big reasons it seems that Mahomes struggles versus the, oh my God, dude, it's bothering me so bad. Like what is it? Anyway, I'm gonna lose my mind on this one day. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah. Again, one of the big things that Cincinnati does well is take away Travis Kelce, and this year specifically, I think that's very, very crucial for them. Because again, you've always had, you need him kind of as like, oh, I'm gonna. Should be good now. I fucking had to hit my nose spray. That should fucking neutralize my shit for a minute. Ugh. I saw that Jalen Hurts lived his full life till now and still hasn't seen Cowboys in the conference champion. Yeah. And he's already in one, which is funny. Yep, Jalen Hurts was born like after the Cowboys played in their last conference championship, and now as an Eagles quarterback, he's already in one. Liv Morgan, yeah, she's I'm dating her right now, like currently, so I hope you're looking respectfully. Now do you see why JJ's a big fan, Jags? Yeah, they gave her the title. Can you see why? I don't understand. She's not the greatest wrestler, but do you see why they gave her the title? There's like, here, you can have this. Why? You're really good. You're really good at this. You're like one of the greatest in like the world. Fucking simps at the WWE were just like, holy shit, look how hot she is. Give her the title. We want her riding on the good jet. No more of this degenerate shit lording on the road. Let's get her in a plane. Imagine in the 90s, a baby will make the conference championship. What? I don't know why I'm reading that weird, Ape. Pretty much, Ape. That's pretty much the case. They just gave a very average wrestling chick a championship for almost a year even. You think Lazard's going to the Ravens? So I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this one's harder for me to figure out. I can't like give a definitive reason that can't also be used against the Bengals and in favor of the Chiefs, right? So it's just this weird kind of like, because I could be like, oh well, Mahomes is dealing with an ankle injury. You can counter that and be like, yeah, I mean the neutral to that is the fact that there's 2 offensive linemen out for the Chiefs or for the Bengals, and that could make it kind of like, you know. Dude, why is this so fucking... Oh, my God, dude. Fuck. Happy energy. Hey, no, dude, hold on. All right, sorry about that. That was actually gross. That was actually a whole bunch of snot that came out. That was fucking brutal. I feel so much better now. Like slightly still itchy up in the crook of the nose, but now I feel a whole lot better. Holy fuck, dude. I'm like, man, I really hope I like sneeze or like anyway. Tonight feels like a Sunday. If that were true, we'd be watching actual fun shit. But yeah, I think it's because the WWE's doing a pay-per-view. Usually, it's weird that they start doing them on Saturdays. I don't know why. Well, I guess they can't really do them on Sundays in the NFL season because it's like, what in the fuck would you want to compete with them? They really can't do their shit tomorrow night, so... You know how bad of an idea that would be for them to try to compete against the WWE or the NFL? Like, yeah, let's go compete against one of our biggest direct competitors. They do like weird analysis even for their own ratings where they like prorate Monday Night Football ratings. They're like, all right, we would probably have gotten X% more of viewers if it wasn't for Monday Night Football. Like, I think they actually get treated differently because of that on Monday Night Raw ratings for the duration of Monday Night Football. They get like a weird pass to have bad ratings for the entirety of the NFL season. Then they do usually much better after football ends. Little fun fact about pro wrestling. Because again, the audience is almost like, it's like anyone who watches pro wrestling is also watching the NFL. Like, it's like a, I don't know, pretty fucking high percentage. NASCAR, NFL, probably some baseball watchers in there. Probably not as common though. Yeah, I feel like my channel's in trouble. I don't know what happened. Even for our usual streams on our preview streams are usually our busiest streams. Well, we're doing pretty good on this one. 14 likes. How many total views are we up to? All right, never mind. We're doing really good. All right, this has fucking 90 views already. Not even an hour in. This is smoking the last 2 streams. I miss back in the day where the pay-per-view would be the night before Monday and all your friends would... Yep, that was the shits. Even the poor kids somehow would come in and be like, dudes, My family, we order, like, our thing is, like, we order. That was what my family did. Even my poor ass fucking family who didn't have any money growing up, we'd even order them. We'd be like, yeah, we'll just pay for it eventually. That was pretty much one of our big entertainment expenditures that we got. I don't know. So I don't really have too much crazy else to add about the games tonight. I'm sure there's more small things we could talk about right now and just kind of keep going on and on and on about. We don't have to end here. I don't think anyway. Feels a little too soon to end the stream, in my opinion. Maybe people will come in and start chit-chatting. A few more people anyway, but it seems like everybody left. Like all the good big chatters, everyone's kind of just not saying much. One sec. Fucking mind on fucking nose. Word about? Yeah. I mean, which awards do you want to talk about? I don't know if I want to go through, like, you know, fucking all the way we did it last time. Just mainly because I've already done a whole stream about that. It was like 2 hours long. I can give my thoughts on who I think will win each award. I feel like this is one of the few times in the award cycles where I look at everything and I go, I don't really know if there's much contention for any of the awards this year. You know, just kind of quickly, like, thinking about them, looking at them, like, the MVP is clearly going to Mahomes. Offensive Player of the Year is clearly going to Jefferson. Defensive Player of the Year is probably going to go to, I think the only one that's really close is the Depoy with Bosa and Parsons. JJ's not going to win MVP. No, I'll give it to Mahomes. Even though Brady did. You want to know what the funniest thing in the world is? Tom Brady had a better season than Mahomes did last year, and they're like, look at Mahomes' unreal season. It's like, fucking Tom had a better year than he did last year, and they didn't give Tom MVP. Like, they just, for some reason, threw it to Aaron Rodgers. And Mahomes, with those stats this year, is the runaway MVP. Isn't that funny? Kind of weird. But again, in Defensive Player of the Year, I think that's where you're going to see most of the contention between Parsons and Bosa. And then Coach of the Year, they're going to give to Dable, it feels like. Comeback Player of the Year, there might be a little bit of between Geno Smith and Saquon. It kind of feels like however they're going to weigh that. Typically, I tend to go on the side of the quarterback with voters, but, you know. Offensive Rookie of the Year, that one could get pretty contentious between A.J. Brown, or not A.J. Brown, but Garrett Wilson and Brock Purdy, I guess. Because, again, it's always the curse of the quarterback whenever them, and Kenneth Walker and all them, so I guess I think O'Roy might be pretty competitive. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is probably going to be Sauce, but I mean, Hutchinson had such a strong ending to the year. I wonder if that kind of throws off the consideration, but maybe not. No, I don't. It sounds like an old movie. I don't watch old movies, if we're being honest. I think that's those are boring. Not worth watching, kind of bleh. Not my thing. I don't know. I also don't like sports movies. If I'm being real with you, I don't fucking like them. I think they all kind of suck and they all feel really fake. I stand corrected though. Just because Kevin Costner's in it, it sounded like an old ass movie, and I'm like, I don't watch those. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't watch sports movies. I don't think they're very good. Like I'd rather just watch the sport. I don't want to watch some fucking movie. Ugh. Air Bud. You know, I like the Air Bud movies. Those are hilarious. Mainly because it's a dog playing sports, and I don't know how that's possible. That dog's good as shit at basketball, though. But to be fair, if a dog tried shooting a basket on me, I'd swat that shit right back in its stupid dog face. I'd break its nose doing that. I'd be like, get that shit out of here. And people were far too polite with that dog. He's fucking 2 foot tall. The fuck they doing? Every shot would be sent into Chinatown. I'd be like, bow! Fucking flexing over the dog. Why are you still up? Why didn't you just go to bed? Bro's gonna be like, I've been up sniffing amphetamines. Jax might need to lay down before his heart explodes. Just you left your house at 8 a.m. to go to the barber. Feels like that took a lot. It feels like that's a long time. You stayed up all night doing shit like gaming or something? I was asleep like an hour after the stream ended. I was fucking out. I was out quick. Playing Uno and shit. Oh, I mean, it happens, I guess. Life's pretty crazy. Huh. It's weird. You know, the problem is with the stream like this, there's only so much we can talk about before it's like, well, I don't know. The games tomorrow are going to be pretty fucking cool. Yeah, let me type this in. Why are you gonna stay up till 5 a.m.? I'm gonna go. I want to go to bed early tonight, so I'm fucking well rested and ready to go. You want to be up and good and ready and sharp for the big game tomorrow? So I finally know who the people who are like, oh, these guys are gonna suck calling the Super Bowl. It's like, wait a minute, the two guys at Fox are actually really good. I don't know why everyone was kind of bummed out when they were announced as the Super Bowl people. Do you think people kind of overreacted on that announcement with Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen? It's like Burkhardt's really good at play-by-play. What's the big deal with him? And Greg Olsen's arguably one of the better color guys we've had in a minute, so it's almost kind of a shame for Fox that they're going to lose him, because whenever Brady comes in, Olsen's probably out and he's going to go work at like CBS or NBC or ESPN as like a very high wanted talent. Problem is, though, I think he wants to stay at Fox. I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited for the Super Bowl announcers. It should be pretty good. It's going to be wild to see that the Super Bowl's on Fox, though. It's like, oh, that's weird. Surprised that the NFL didn't rig it for the Cowboys to be there. I wonder how bad the Cowboys that Fox wanted the Cowboys to be in the Super Bowl this year. They're like, please, of all the years, please, just win it this year. You don't even got to win. We just need you guys there, because here at Fox, we're basically Jerry Jones's network. kind of the vibe I get. You know how like have you ever watched a Fox sports like anything like one of their news shows or one of their sports media? You notice there's always a Dallas Cowboys segment on every single one of them. On 100% of Fox NBC or like Fox sports shows, they will 100% there will be one segment of every show dedicated to the Dallas Cowboys. Tell me I'm wrong. Find one where there isn't. Even if they're negatively talking about them, they talk about them. And I'm telling you, there's some weird backhanded deal about that where I think Jerry Jones might have his fingers in the pie in something, and they almost got to talk about him. Like he pays off the network. All right, even if it's negative, just talk about him. Why? What's wrong with Tirico? Tirico's really good. He's like actually my favorite broadcaster. Really, I don't know what's wrong with Tirico. I'm so glad he got the job. You don't even understand. I'm like, oh, thank God Sunday night got Tirico. What's wrong with Tirico? It's a wild take, Seth. What's wrong with what's wrong with Big Mike? He's like a hand-picked guy for Al Michaels. To me, the subtlety that is Mike Tirico, the thing that makes him a very good broadcaster, aside from like the other guys who are like they're all very good, the play-by-play guys. They're all extremely good at their jobs. But the thing that I like the most about Tirico is while he's sitting there calling plays out and reading things out that are relevant to say Tucker's out there to kick a field goal. And you see his numbers come up and you see, all right, he's 17 to 23 or something like that, or 23 to 26 this year kicking field goals, or even 29 of, or, you know, whatever, 27 to 33, something weird like that, right? And I've always liked Mike Tirico. I'm glad he's where he is now. But again, it's something like that, right? You're like, wow, he missed 6 kicks. As soon as like you see the stats and he goes over the stats and you hear and register that the 6 missed kicks this year, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. He missed 6 kicks this year. As soon as that like thought comes into your head of like, wow, that seems like and then you literally will hear Mike Tirico go, well, and the 6 missed kicks come from 3 blocks and 3 of them were 55 to 65 yards apiece. And you're like, oh, all right, well, that makes sense why he missed 6 of them for a guy as good as fucking Tucker is. 3 of them got blocked, and 3 of them were just really long kicks, abnormally long, over 55 apiece. So it's like, oh, all right, well, that explains, like, there goes that question for me. And I think, what's up, Shlomo? And I think not even being able to finish the question in your head about, because you know that's something people would think about, right? It'd be a question, be like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought this guy was like unmissable. I thought, well, what the fuck? 6? That's a lot for a kicker to miss in a year. And then you hear the whole story and you're like, oh, okay, never mind. That's a lot more understandable why this guy would have so many missed kicks. I think 2 of them were like 60 plus yards and one of them was like 58 yards. And then 2 of them got batted down. So that's one of the things that a good announcer brings to the table, in my opinion. That's what, like, one of the things that when you look at it and you go, oh, okay, it's the very small details like that make it way more enjoyable on a broadcast. And again, you wouldn't even know. It's one of the things that make you just not complain about Tirico. And it's the same. It's one of the reasons people really like Greg Olsen as a color commentator, because Greg Olsen doesn't show any bias. He'll call bad shit out. He doesn't seem to give a shit about offending any of the players, because he also does it in like a way that seems very respectful to the player. It's like he's very good at the nuance of doing color commentary and not being like just shitting on a guy because he's having a bad game. He just, be like, guys, it's just not his day. And it's like this very very real and more less shitty version of like being a color commentator when you're supposed to be entertaining. You're supposed to provide color to the game. That's the role of the job. So those things. It's just those fun things, small things that I think make the broadcast a lot better. Again, if you want to watch some bias shit, just turn on your local sports radio. That shit rules. That's shit talking. That's where I'd fit in really well, is in local sports radio. Plug me in and just let me be a homer for the home team. And just grow a rabid fan base of people who are way too aggressive that I'm like, I don't even agree with these people. They're far too negative. Yeah, Woodward. Yeah, I know about them. They're huge though, aren't they? At this point. Harbaugh had a second talk with the Broncos. Oh, Damar Hamlin posted an update video in which you can see his face. He walked into the video. He was walking, talking. I think he was laughing, having a good time. Updated everybody, shouted everybody out. Thanked them for all the support and all the well wishes. And yeah, and there we go. The Damar Hamlin situation's officially over. Do we all feel better now? Yeah, Woodward Sport. Yeah, I can't deal with the negativity. Of a lot of Detroit sports fans are very, very aggressively negative. Man, and you know what's funny? All those people that were big Damar Hamlin involved have not said a thing since that video got posted. What did I say last night? The second that they find out he's good, they'll never give a fuck about that situation again. Watch, you'll never hear about Damar Hamlin from right-wingers ever. That'll never cross their lips now. They're like, darn it. All right, let's move on to the next thing. They're trying to take our Xboxes. All right, have fun with that, I guess. Again, I've always wanted to say, I've always said this, I wish I was a conspiracy theorist. I'd have far more fun in life than every single other person on the planet. Oh, man, it's like there's something in my brain where I'm like, man, that'd be awesome. I desperately wish I was a conspiracy guy. A lot of people think the NFL is rigged. They're all stupid. Anyone who think it's like, guys, they would do it so much better than this. Do you really think like their most valuable franchise in the Dallas Cowboys wouldn't have a fucking conference championship game appearance for 30 years? Really, stop and think about that one question. Really. The team that's branded America's team. One of the greater franchises in the league's history still, just based off how much they've achieved in the past. They just, all right, you guys are bad now for a very long time. We're just going to do that because it's good for ratings. It's not. You have to imagine that if the NFL is rigging their product, what they're doing makes no sense. It's literally, they're so good at rigging it that you'd have to convince to me that they're so good at rigging it they will do shit like this just because. Yeah, they're stupid, but it works. It's like, why wouldn't they rig it to maximize it? What the fuck? Also, it's probably not good if you're rigging a league and the team that you used to just rig it all the time for just never wins again. It's like, I don't think they do that, man. Unless maybe they fell out of favor or something. Now they're just bad. But again, Jerry Jones has made the NFL so much money. It'd almost be a betrayal to not give him at least another ring or two right real quick. Would it have been shocking if the Cowboys won a Super Bowl this year? No. If it's rigged, why not just give it to them this year? Yeah, no, and I'm not trying to, again, take anything away from them. They've gotten close, but it's just like, it doesn't... Yeah, the NFL doesn't make sense because it's random. You know what I mean, Seth? Because the games aren't rigged. There shouldn't be a logical thought process behind what happens. Sometimes crazy shit just happens. These are people. These are infallible human beings that do make mistakes. They're not infallible. They make mistakes. They're going to get nervous. Their adrenaline's going to surge at the wrong time. One person's going to be cold as ice and just have no emotions and just fly by everybody and make a crazy play because of that. It's not played by robots. So there's no way you could just plug in and just be like, this is what's going to happen. You can get a general idea. That's why in these games specifically, it's so hard to pick who's going to win. This is probably one of the first times for me personally where I have no idea who's winning either of the games, like confidently. I have like a loose idea in my gut that I think the 49ers and Bengals win, but like I can completely see the other side. It's like, oh yeah, I can completely see the other team winning. And I think the Chiefs might actually win. Especially with all like the crazy shit the Bengals have been up to the last few days. I'm like, God, I hate this so much. That thing the mayor did. You know that really awful video that the Padres made before they went and played the eventual World Series champions, I believe. No, they weren't playing the Astros. They were playing... Oh, God, it was somebody. Do you remember that, though, where the Padres made this god-awful, like, singing video? Where they're like, we're going to sweep the whatevers. Going to beat their asses and suck their penises. It was some weird gay video that Padres fans made. And they were, like, rapping about how they were just going to take the opposers down. Or dude, it was terrible. Probably one of the top 5 most cringy things. And then the Padres would proceed to get swept. You can't make stuff like that. You can't do that. You can't make a video as the mayor of Cincinnati talking shit like, we're going to need Joe Paterno Joe Burrow to come in or Patrick Mahomes and Burrow to come in and take paternity tests so we can definitively prove that Joe Burrow isn't the father of Patrick Mahomes. And it's like, oh, God damn it. I don't think that nerd realizes what he did trying to be cute. Now, if they lose, it's on him, right? Like, we can all pinpoint who caused the loss. It's not the team of the Bengals. We can't really hold them accountable. They didn't do anything to get the loss. They're just doing some light shit talk, calling a burrowhead. That's all fine and dandy. It's always the auxiliary problems, right? It's always the outside noise that causes all the problems for these teams. It's always the dickheads that are like, it's like the idiots that made the fucking shuffle, like the San Diego shuffle rap song for the Padres in the playoffs. Like, why would you do that to your team? What are you doing? Again, the players shit talking back and forth, that's not that big a deal. No one's really going to bulletin board fucking Willie Gay going, we don't like anything about their offense. Pretty light. You don't think the Chiefs haven't watched that Mayor of Cincinnati video and gotten mad as fuck about that one? Yeah, that's not a fun video to have to see. That's bulletin board material. And now the Chiefs, who have really not sent anything too crazy back, other than that they're not impressed by the offense. I guess if that's enough to get you pissed, got thin skin. But if I'm the Chiefs, I'm really bothered by that fucking video that your mayor made. It's like, who the fuck is this guy talking shit? Why is their mayor doing this? Now, I would have given it a 10 out of 10 if Eli Apple came in, or like Eli Apple was doing like a Murray skit. Or that's probably for they probably filmed some shit like that for after the game, where it's gonna be like Eli Apple drops a video, and it's just gonna be some awfully edited video of like, and the report says, Joe Burrow, you are the father. And it's going to be some god-awful fucking... There's a part of me that almost wonders if it would be a better thing if the Bengals won or lost this game. Just so their fans get reminded of, like, you know, they are the Bengals. They needed to chill it the fuck out. Because, you know, they're getting crazy. I don't know if you guys literally have been following. The Bengals fans are fucking buck wild right now, and it's insanity. And it's almost like, oh, these guys could get annoying real quick. I think a loss might be the best thing for them. Because if they win, they're going to start talking about dynasty after 2 years and shit. It's like, what are you talking about, dynasty? We've been to 2 straight World Series or Super Bowls. We're good to go. I'm kind of thinking about baseball, if you can't tell. I've been reading things and looking at baseball stuff lately. But tease what it is on that. Who cares? Oh, sweet. Charged. Ooh. My headphones. I think it's pronounced Burrowhead, technically. Until your poverty franchise can beat the Bengals, it's Burrowhead. I mean, to be fair, what do you, no, we're better than them. Are you? You haven't demonstrated that ever, literally ever. Okay, I'll believe you though. If that's what you want to tell me, that you're better than them. Sure. Just like the Bills are. That's all Bills fans talked about for a solid year here until like a week ago. And it was like, oh, our team sucks. Never mind about that whole thing. Yeah, that was exactly what I thought. Well, now I just need the Bills. You know, there's like I'm conflicted, right? Like I almost don't know if I like. I don't want to ever hate the Bengals and their fans because you know I don't want them to be annoying, but they're pretty cool. I don't really mind them. I don't know if I care so much for the. It'd be really funny if he stops Mahomes again. He'd be quickly ascending up to like one of my favorite athletes ever in Joe Burrow, just because of the people he's stopping from succeeding. Allen once, Mahomes twice. Now, if he goes and stops the Eagles, a team I really have no goddamn use for their shenanigans they pulled in that Super Bowl, with fucking Troy Vincent cheating all the way for him, then I would hope they lose as well. That'd be pretty nice. Mainly, I'm about vengeance, right? I want the Eagles to think their Super Bowl's coming, and you know that'd be pretty good. You know, to actually see the Eagles lose the Super Bowl, I'd laugh my balls off. But if they get to the Super Bowl, Troy Vincent's probably going to cheat for them to win the game. Probably create a whole new rule book again, like he did when they played the Patriots, and only tell the Eagles about the new rules. So the Eagles will be playing on 2024's rules book. The whoever plays the Eagles won't be, and they'll have no idea how to compete in that game. Pretty crazy. How'd the Eagles win so good? I don't know. Look up the rule changes. Look up the Troy Vincent Eagles Super Bowl conspiracy, and you'll have fun. Could be a video I can make next week if I got free time. How Troy Vincent won the Eagles the Super Bowl in 2017, 18. I hate the way NFL years are centered because I always get the years of the Super Bowls kind of fucked up and backwards because it's like So I just go by who they played. It's much easier in my head. I don't know. Is this stream dead now? Seems like there's only 5 people chilling. Might be just at a kind of natural dead point. Again, when these streams when we're out of things to talk about, most of the people dip out and everybody's kind of gone. Yeah, Troy Vincent is still a Eagles fan. Like, that doesn't mean anything. What? Okay, cool. Troy Vincent still really likes the Eagles, the team that he played for. I know you're a new Eagles fan, and you don't know your team's history, but like, you don't know anything about the Troy Vincent and the Eagles, it sounds like. He was on that 2000s team that lost to the Patriots, and he was very upset by that. And he got his vengeance in 2017-18 against the Patriots as a member of, like, you know, one of the second most important people in the league. Maybe third most. Pretty much the right hand. If Roger Goodell got sick really bad and had to step away for a week or two, or like a couple months, you know who would be in charge of the NFL? Troy Vincent Jr. or Senior. Sorry, I believe he's senior now. So that's literally who would be running the NFL. Like, that's how big he is, and his hatred of the Patriots is very well known. His dumbass really thinks he got cheated out of a Super Bowl. Fucking baby. Your team was probably doing the exact same thing as the Patriots. The only thing that the Patriots did that was wrong was keep doing it after they banned it. you didn't know the history behind that situation. All right, I don't really know what else to talk about. We're gonna be live for like, I don't know, 7.5 hours tomorrow. So I kind of might dip out a little bit early here tonight. Just so I don't kind of like have any, because we went for like 3 hours last night, and it's like, well, I'm gonna be doing 7 to 6 hours tomorrow, at least 6.5, I would imagine. But yeah, we will be live for both games tomorrow. Should be pretty good times. Hopefully, see most of you in there, right? Hopefully. We'll start at 3 o'clock and at probably like 11 or so, whenever all that ends. And what's that? Issues for Tom Brady is annoying. What's that? Is that like a... I don't know. All right, guys. I'm about done. All right. There isn't anything too big or anything to talk about. I'm going to get out of here, and you guys go enjoy the rest of your nights. Jags, are you still here? On a scale of 1 to 10, how based is it that I'm gonna be playing Hogwarts Legacy on launch? Well, 3 days before launch day, because not only did I pre-order, I got the deluxe edition, the the 69.99 version. I'm gonna put a big sticker on the stream with the big X symbol with the trans flag through. Be like, not welcome here. Yeah, but you don't know all the controversy behind the game with J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter and shit. He's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's actually pretty hilarious. I figured you'd be all in on that drama. I've decided I don't really. J.K. Rowling is like a turf. You really don't know about J.K. Rowling and the internet? Dog, she's like a demon on the internet. Yeah, if you don't know about how hated basically anyone who the trans community is basically because of J.K. Rowling's refusal to believe that trans women are women on the grounds that she's like an extreme feminist. And she's like, all these trans people are trying to take over being what woman is. And, you know, her reasoning's all some kinds of crazy shit. And she's like the leader of that movement, pretty much. And boy, oh boy, does the internet not like her for that. That's a big portion of it anyway. And now there's this game coming out, right? The Hogwarts Legacy game. It's quite a big deal. It's an open world game set in the Harry Potter universe. That's pretty fucking cool. Looks like it's going to be really good. It looks very well done. The graphics are stunning. The world play looks good. The gameplay looks good. You're walking around doing wizard shit, flying around on broomsticks. The world's open world. It looks really cool, right? Very good game. Any of the trailers I've seen literally just looks amazing. We're gonna have some fun playing this one. Let me tell you, I'm gonna play the shit out of this game. The problem, though, comes from the fact that the trans community and all the LGBT, whatever their numbers are, letters are at this point, community at large, seem to have a problem with the game based on the loose creator of the series, and yeah, so there's a whole big drama about it. What's up, Jacob? So basically, all the people in that community are basically going around saying if you buy or play the game or stream it, you're attacking trans people. And I'm like, well, I guess for however long we play that game for, it is what it is. Also, how the hell are you using an iPhone and supporting slavery? Yeah, my ultimate defense is I'm going to ask them if they enjoy the Cthulhu stories or the Cthulhu mythos written by H.P. Lovecraft. And then I'm going to be like, oh, you do? Okay. Because a lot of them losers all love that shit. I'd be like, do you know what Cthulhu was based on? Do you know what all of H.P. Lovecraft's horror stories that everybody loves deeply are based on? His deep, deep fear and hatred of all the minorities in New York. And all the Jews and people immigrating to America. That's what the whole Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon, all that shit that H.P. Lovecraft that you people use and love to this day. This guy was a fucking avowed racist. He was a crazed racist. Cthulhu is literally his fear of black people and Jews, like manifested, and Cthulhu's the monster that they will become, that is from people immigrating to the country. That's what Cthulhu is, underneath the surface disaster that is just lurking beneath the waters. That's what Cthulhu's whole thing is, and it's centered around he's very open about this in his past. He's dead now, and it's like, well, you guys have no problem with that shit being around. Do you not believe in death of the artist? I do. I don't care. Once the material's out, I don't care who made it. I never really have. It's like, you got to separate the art from the artist at some point. Or else, you can't, morally justify watching anything. Or consuming any media. Yes, I don't know. Why would you want to get rid of Mitch? He's a good backup. I'd keep Mitch as the backup. Because, how can you enjoy any fucking Miramax movies ever again? And they've made all the good movies. Because, Harvey Weinstein. Pretty much every good movie ever made was made by Miramax. Anything in the last, 2-3 decades is, you just can't watch it ever again because it was made by Harvey Weinstein. Don't ever apply that level of scrutiny to your media, and just say death of the artist and move on. If anyone ever questions you about why you're consuming a particular piece of media, be like, the person who made that is fucking awful. Be like, I believe in death of the artist. Move on. I don't care. What does that have to do with the art? I don't care. You could literally say about anything you read. Be like, dude, leave me alone. I don't care about the artist. What does that mean? What? That's why I have no problem with people playing and reading Harry Potter. It's like, guys, Jesus Christ. We can't read anything written by anybody prior to the 1800s, probably. Why? Well, wait till you find out about some of these people's views. Some people some very famous poets would just be out the door. We'd have to get rid of a whole bunch. There goes half the English canon. Why? They're all brutal racists in their personal life and hated them. What do you think? A bunch of stuffy British people from the fucking 1600s loved black people? Fucking Shakespeare did. And they didn't like him for doing that, let me tell you. He had to write secret love letters about the black chicks he was banging. Pats may be bad. Why is that? Patriots might actually be really good next year. I think this was the last year you could make a bunch of funny Patriots jokes. I think we're gonna be back to being if we land DeAndre Hopkins, we're like a contender for the Super Bowl, Seth. I hate to break your bubble. If we get an offensive tackle, we got Bill O'Brien, so it's either Max the guy or he's not, and we'll find that out pretty quick. And if we get DeAndre Hopkins, man, what's wrong with our team? Our defense, if you say our defense, it's like, dude, our defense is other than fucking Devin McCourty and one other person, everybody's on their first contract. You know how young the Patriots defense is and how good they were this year despite how young they were? Both of our starting corners by the end of the year are rookies in Marcus and Jack Jones. I don't think you understand No, I don't think they'll be. You said they'll be bad. No, I fully disagree. I think the Patriots might have the biggest year-to-year jump next year. They could win very easily like 12 games, 10 to 11, 12 games, because the Patriots lost a lot of their games, by the way, by one very tiny score or less. Often self-inflicted injuries by stupid decision-making. If you go, literally, we only had, one bad blowout loss, maybe two. Everything else was very much within winning distance with a maybe slightly offensive, better coach. You're not even show you. I'm not lying about anything. Here we go. Let's see. Miami 20-7. That was kind of bad. The team just played bad the entire time. The loss to Baltimore. That was probably our worst loss. This one right here. 37-26. And then we lost to Green Bay 27-24, so a 3-point loss. Well, actually, Chicago was the worst one. That was that Bailey Zappi game. All right, 33-26 to Minnesota. We could have won that one. We lost 24-10 to Buffalo. Very winnable game. We lost to Vegas 30-24, very winnable. Lost to Cincinnati 22-18, very winnable. And then the last game versus Buffalo wasn't very good either. So those two games go our way. That's what is that? 8. We go to 10 wins. We play slightly better in that one. That's 11. 12. You know what I mean? Like our schedule isn't like, it wasn't too crazy for us to have been as bad as they went. Pat's offensive coordinator, they knew one fast. What do you mean by fast? I don't think Bill O'Brien's fast. I think he's probably very slow. Bet you he runs real slow, like. It's like I bet you he doesn't run. Like he probably hasn't ran in a quarter of a decade. At least. He's like maybe even multiple decades, actually, now that I think about it. When was the last time you guys think Bill O'Brien ran a lap? His playing days. Fucking back at Tomahawk High School or wherever the fuck he went. All right, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I want to be ready for tomorrow. It's been an hour and a half, so I appreciate everyone coming out. Thank you all for the likes. I appreciate it. Hopefully, we're right about our picks tomorrow. We went 4-0 last week, so maybe we'll go 2-0 this week and end the season very strong here on a good note. So, all righty, that's about it for tonight. I appreciate y'all coming out and chit-chatting and hanging out and all that, and, it's just fun. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, starting at 3 o'clock. If not, I'll see you maybe at 6:30 for the other game. Maybe I'll see you when I see you. All right, go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. I'll see you next time. Peace out, and